I woke up in the middle of the thing and it was fine. In fact, my next colonoscopy, I don't see any reason that I don't need to be under because it's fine. I don't know. For me, it was fine. Now, obviously, there's numbing that happens in the relevant area
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't feel anything, but I was up and enjoyed, what was nice is they brought over Milk Duds and some popcorn. And so I could watch the show.
So wait a minute. So let me get this straight. You are eating Milk Duds while you're having a colonoscopy.
Maybe the wrong candy.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding that.
May have chosen. Well, at this point, the camera's already doing whatever it's doing. I don't know. I don't know the full science of this stuff. No, they did not bring over.
That's pretty
snacks.
That's pretty fascinating. So how long did the whole procedure? How long did it take? Like the whole colonoscopy? Because normally I'm
part
out
of it.
and I don't remember.
It's pretty brief. I think like it's 15 minutes or so. I don't know. Somebody can text in. But I just like the humor. You know what I mean? I like the idea of you get a colonoscopy and there's somebody waiting for you at the end with a sign that says, "Hope your anus is okay." Texter says, I was awake for mine 20 years ago. The whole thing, not a good memory, LOL. Another texter says, my colonoscopy doc told me someone left him a note between the cheeks that said, we've been trying to reach you regarding your vehicle's extended warranty. Now, I've never thought about leaving a little comedy for the doctor. That is intriguing. Give the colonoscopy. What would you put on the note? That's a pretty good joke if someone really did that. So think about that at 651-461-9226. Kurt is in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Kurt, I'm be cautious, but you're on CCO.
I will be. My last colonoscopy, I had a new doctor, and I told him, I said, I like to, watch some of it. Well, my previous two were by the same doctor. He brought me out of it in the middle of it. I could look at the screen for a little while because it's on the screen. You can see the camera going through your body.
Right.
So this time, the new guy, he took it as I wanted to watch the whole thing. So I never went under.
Oh my!
The whole thing.
The whole deal.
The whole deal.
Was it? I mean, there was some numbing or something, right?
No, you're just kind of a little bit of a daze, but
yeah.
No, there was a couple of times there where he had to make a corner with the camera and a little extra shoving.
Woo, a little bit of a whoa, got one of those. Yeah.
So I was actually kind of shocked myself. I'm like, oh, I didn't need to be awake for the whole thing.
Right.
But I was, and yeah, it's kind of fascinating.
How'd you look, Kurt?
Well, I did. I had to tell the doctor that I did drink all my tea, but there was one kernel of corn floating down the canal.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you really get the full live picture, Kurt. Very good. Thank you. Jeff, you're on CCO. Jeff, have you ever been awake to see the show?
No, I have not. I was going to ask you if you recall a 3 years ago when you were throwing out these little verbal clips of callers.
Yeah.
And there was one guy that, you'd lead into the Jason show and he said, I'd rather have a colonoscopy. Remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah. So
that was me.
That was you. Indeed.
Yeah.
And here we are again with we are probably the Twin Cities leader in colonoscopy talk,
We probably are.
Yeah.
That's how Jeff just said we, like he's on the staff, like he's on the payroll. He might be on the payroll.
Jeff had the bit. He had the clip.
My first colonoscopy, my son was my driver. And after, they let me out after waking up and everything, I went by the discharge desk and they handed me a rose. I didn't say anything. I got into my son's truck and I said, here's a rose. Give this to your girlfriend. He said, where'd you get that? And I said, they just handed it to me. And I said, I don't trust anybody. that gives me a flower after they've had something in my butt.
That's
And
very,
I said, you don't have to tell her where you got it either.
yeah. Very good. Thanks, Jeff.
And don't worry about anybody coming up with something because I've got the dump button ready.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I had other topics, but we're going to stick with this. So many good texts. Brian, stay on the line. 651-461-9226. All started because of the sign made for my friend Ann Catherine. Hope your anus is okay. I'm here to report, at least dispatch from her. All clear. All clear. Hit the button.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
There is no clear transition, and so we will just pick up the pieces and move forward and encourage you to have a pork chop for dinner. Is Jason here? Now, assuming you're not prepping, right? You can't. I don't recall the exact diet, but I don't think Minnesota pork is part of the equation. Although the last time I had a colonoscopy, you know what my first meal was? Pork tenderloin. Oh, yeah. You better believe it. Taste what porkcando.com. That is the website where you can find so many recipe inspirations and ideas. We did have Minnesota pork for dinner last night. We bought the pork from a Minnesota farmer at the St. Paul Farmers Market. Had 2 bone-in pork chops. They were juicy. They were flavorful. They were delicious. Just seasoned them with some salt, pepper, garlic. Threw them on the grill. Yeah, I grilled out last night. Why not? It's great, man. 3,000 family farmers. You're supporting them. You're eating right. Feels good. Get your grocery store, your butcher shop. And let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Texter says, my doctor said I woke up, looked over my shoulder, and said, you're not Lisa, my wife. And then I went back to sleep. Now, that would be horrifying if you woke up in the middle of the colonoscopy, said something like that, and then gonzo.
Because it's so innocent. And that would be a natural reaction because when you're still coming out of anesthesia,
right?
Like, I mean, you don't have your bearings. So you're just going to say what's on your mind. Like there's no filter.
It's pretty good. Let's go to the phones. We've got Brian in Circle Pines. Brian, you're on CCO. Go ahead.
Hey, Jason, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm 54, and in my first and hopefully only colonoscopy, I had my wife write down exit only in Sharpie on my lower back and had an arrow pointing down to the hole.
Yeah, so, that's perfect. That's very funny. That is very funny. What did the doctor say?
I wasn't awake for any of it, but when I woke up, the doctor came in and said they heard us laughing 3 doors down.
Brian, glad you're all clear. Very good. Greg and Bruton is on CCO. Greg, thanks for calling. Your colonoscopy leader. Go ahead. Oh, there we go. Now we got you up. Greg, sorry. Start over. Go ahead.
Sorry. Well, thanks a lot. I just got a story. A good friend of mine, my name is Scott Nelson. He went in to have a colonoscopy, and they got ready for the procedure. The doctor asked him, so do you have any questions before we do the procedure? And Scott said, well, I only have one. Will I be able to dance after this procedure? And the doctor said, well, sure you will. And he said, great, I can't dance now.
Very nice.
Just a little joke.
Very good. Thank you, Greg. Eric is in St. Paul. Eric, you get the last word on this hot colonoscopy topic. Who knew? Who knew this was going to resonate so much with everybody? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yep.
Are you there?
Yep. I'm here. You're on, buddy. Go for it.
So I'm 53. When I was 34, I had symptoms, and doctor ordered a colonoscopy. I wound up coming out of that. I was stage 3 rectal cancer. So I've had several colonoscopies since then. The rest of them have remained clear, cancer-free since 2007. and right now I have a colostomy.
Oh, that's how important it is to get these done, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes a little humor and a little demystifying it for folks so they realize it's not that scary. It certainly could end up revealing something and hopefully saving your life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Eric, I'm glad you're around and glad you called. Thank you. That's Eric. Lots of texts. When I had my colonoscopy, I didn't wake up until a half hour after it was over. I guess I needed some sleep from the night before. Another texter, my husband is an eye doctor, and we both had colonoscopies, one after another on the same day. He had his first without any meds, which is crazy if you ask me. When it was my turn, seeing the inside walls of my colon on the screen, I said, that looks like an inverted eyelid with those tiny little bumps. And the doctor said, that's exactly what your husband said. And I added, well, he's an eye doctor, if you didn't know. So everything gets compared to that for sure. Pretty fun. Very good. Thank you all for calling and, get your colonoscopy. All of this started because we were talking about
you talked about a message about your friend's anus. That's how it started.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Marconi Award winning right here.
I think we need more amusing signs during required medical checks, right? It's pretty good.